Hello and welcome. Thank you for watching our presentation today. The law offices of McLaughlin & Associates and McLaughlin Mediation and Consulting focus on helping small to mid-sized businesses grow and thrive. You started your business because of your passion. Let us help you with that vision. We offer a variety of legal and human resources services. Check out our website for more details at www.ma-lawpc.com. And now, on to our presentation.
All right, so we have the A and the B and the C. So I'm going to give you kind of the short part of it, and then we're going to jump into what it means. So A is control, B is essential services, C is independent business. If you fail any one of those, you're out of luck, any one. So if you exercise control of the employee, you're done. If it's essential to your business, you're done. If it's independent business, if they're not an independent business, you're done, okay? So it's really hard to overcome it, all right? So let's go to the next slide. All right, so the A test, control. Question you want to ask yourself, is the worker free from control or direction over the performance of the service? I've spelled out a lot of different things here. Power to hire and fire, okay? Independent contractors usually are not subject to hiring and firing. Okay, they are in the sense that you can, like if someone hired me, you can fire my service because I don't do that. But that's different than having the ability to fire me because I didn't do my job for you as my employer. Okay, so once you have like that hiring and firing situation, that becomes a really kind of a big sticking issue. Setting their rate of pay. Okay, this happens, maybe not anybody here, but it's very common for someone to say, and as Carrie was talking about the minimum wage, this happened really before kind of COVID and sort of rates went up. People would get paid at minimum wage or what they could get away with. And what they do is you get paid minimum wage or just a little bit more than that, and they'd be like, oh, no, we negotiated that. No, you set their rate. They weren't going to work for you unless you paid it. And frankly, even if you're paying somebody $20 an hour, you're setting their rate, right? It's not that you're paying above rate, it's that you set it. They came and worked for you as an employee. The third thing is time cards. So I don't mean necessarily like old school where you put it into the thing. It could be electronic, any way that you're managing their time, because independent contractors usually work for a fixed amount of money for a service they provide. Now, of course, we work hourly. Like I bill hourly many times. That's not what it means. There's another category that makes me an independent contractor to all of you. But if they have to punch in and out, and more importantly, if their discipline is tied to that, someone doesn't show up on time or they don't work the hours and those type of things, that's going to be an employee. Okay, so next thing is supplying tools and equipment, okay? People think, I'm not going to pay for their tools or their uniforms or whatever, and therefore I'm free. Forget about it. Just buy it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter what you're providing. You know, and you know, just again, even getting to like a situation where someone would buy like a lab coat. I mean, I'm just silly examples, right? It doesn't matter, right? So they paid a couple bucks for a coat. The thing is that if an independent business buys all of it, okay. Assigning customers, territories, routes, office locations, all of that stuff. You go here. They work for you. You're going to go here today. You're going to go here today. Go to here today. See these people today, these people today, these people today. Territories, right? Sales guys who are here, here, and here. All of that type of stuff. If you're assigning where they go as opposed to them deciding where they go, you have a problem. And then finally, the logoed uniforms and vehicles. You know where you run into those issues a lot of times, like the kind of roadside assistance issues, where they'll take a sticker and then they'll like stick it on the side there and it'll be like Joe's Roadside Service and the sticker comes off. So I'm not logoing my vehicles. It doesn't have to be a wrap, right? It has to be an identifier. Even Domino's, when he puts the thing on the top, right? That's a logoed vehicle of a sort, right? I mean, and a lot of times you'll see like these delivery jet, that's where all these lawsuits come out of, right? So again, if they identify themselves with you, someone's wearing a coat and it has the name of your business or identifies in that way, that's it. Now, a lot of times, you know, just thinking about like the medical field where you go and you see that the doctors are independent contractors and all this kind of signage, you have to kind of overkill it sometimes just to make sure. And even then, you run into issues. So going down here, we have going to the essential services. Is the service performed outside of the scope of the company's business? Okay. It means a true specialist. So in my firm, I have paralegals that work for me. Is that essential to my business? Yes. Okay. Is there any way I can ever pay my paralegals as a 1099? Realistically, could I ever satisfy that test? let's say I want to keep them at home, and I decide, hey, I'm going to send you guys some assignments to work from home, and you don't have to come to the office ever. Do I have any chance of winning in that?
Could it be if they're working on an isolated case that you've never done before?
Let's assume, even if I had one case, do I have any chance of winning? I have zero chance of winning. Zero chance. It's essential to my business. I cannot perform my job without those people working, okay? But if you have a business, and I will kind of pick, let's say a chiropractic practice hires a chiropractor on a 1099 basis, is there any chance of that person being an independent contractor? Zero. Their whole business is chiropractic, okay? Delivery drivers is a lot of times where you'll find this, is someone will need deliveries, like you're producing products, supplies, all stuff, and you got drivers going, oh, well, that's not necessary. They're not working in the factory. They're not producing stuff, except they're delivering. You can't do your job without having them go out there. So the essential services, a lot of times they'll tag people because they'll say that person cannot possibly do their job, or you can't do your job without that person. It has to be a specialist. So when it comes to essential service, think, would I be able to negotiate contractually with that person to hire them to do that? And if I never did that, would I still be able to function? So take Carrie, she does HR. Do you have to have an HR manager in your office? You don't, I mean, you should have HR, but you don't technically have to run a business, right? Unless you're an HR management firm, right? So if you ever hired her, she's a 1099 to you because she provides a specialized service to you that you can't do, okay? So that's the key thing with that to keep in mind. All right, and the business location issue, and that's where I was getting back to before about the reporting in type of a thing. So many times, at home, I'm sure a lot of time, I'm guaranteeing that there was a lot of 1099s going on during COVID, the whole idea of the gig economy, right? That's how that worked. But things are going back. Now that offices are kind of back intact, you're gonna see a lot of people who are hiring people and on a 1099 basis, you're gonna find the state get really excited. And everybody was doing it the right way, and all of a sudden they'll be like, oh, I'm sorry you made a mistake. And that's just the way it is, right? So when you have locations, if you're directing to go to different locations, if you have multiple offices, definitely you're gonna control that. Even if they work from home, again, since it's essential to your business, be very careful about the at-home 1099s. When I was younger, I did like Sesame Street, but I failed to watch the one about the ABC. So I only got to B, and then we got to C, and I missed it, okay? So you notice that there's no C, and here's why. The C is, do they have an independent business? Okay. By show of hands, if somebody has an incorporated business, is that an independent business for independent contractor law alone? Okay. So that's a trick question. If you asked me the question 10 years ago, I would say absolutely. Because I've had auditors specifically say, just have them incorporated. If you ask me that question today, the answer is like absolutely not. Absolutely not. The fact that it helps. It helps make them an independent contractor, but it's not alone going to save you.
Thank you again for watching this informative session. If you have any questions about what you just heard or want to contact us for legal or business consulting services, you can reach us at 630-230-8434 or email us at kmclaughlin@ma-lawpc.com. Have a wonderful day.